Hi, welcome to Chromebook Basics, the Module 2 video. We're going to start back with your Chromebook and talk about how you sign into the Chromebook for the first time. You'll notice here that it's asking me to sign into the Chromebook. And when I do this, I want to make sure that I'm using my whole CCSD email. You'll notice right here it says enter your email. So I'm going to put my whole email address in there. So if I'm doing this for me, I would do kendra_murphy@charleston.k12.sc.us, and then I'll click next. You might notice that my email address is at charlestonk12.sc.us. With students, it's a little bit different. They use at ccsdschools.com. So know that there is a difference in how students and adults log into Chromebooks in CCSD. You see I added my whole email address on here. I'm going to touch next. I can also click using the touchpad, and then I'll put in my password. Once I put in my password, my account will log in, and this will look very similar to Chrome on my desktop. So there are some differences, but there's not a ton of them. A lot of what you'll see is very similar to what you see on your desktop computer. If I'm logged into my Chromebook and I want to get back to the sign-in screen, or I want to lock it, there are a couple of different ways I can do that. I can use the lock symbol on the keyboard here. If I touch and hold this, it will lock it. So you see, it brings me back to the sign-in screen. In addition to using the lock button here, because on some of the older Chromebooks, they won't have that, I can go to my icon down here, click this, and I have some of the same options. So I can use the lock icon here. I can use the circle with the line on it because that will shut down my Chromebook. I can also use the sign out option. I've logged back into the Chromebook and I want to make sure that I'm on the right Wi-Fi network. This is something useful to know, especially when you take your Chromebook home or you go somewhere other than CCSD where it might not connect automatically. You can see down in the system tray there's a Wi-Fi symbol. If I click anywhere in the system tray, I get the option to go to the Wi-Fi settings, and it tells me what network I'm connected to. So I'm going to click that, and then it tells me all of the different options I have for connecting to Wi-Fi. I can choose the one that I want to choose, and I can do my work. If I want to launch or install an app or extension, I'm going to go down here to the lower left and click the circle. Here's where I can search for apps and extensions. I can also see all the stuff that I already have installed here, and I can open up whatever I need. My next thing I want to show you is taking a screen capture. I like to take screen captures. I think they're really useful for showing people what's going on with my machine, or sometimes it's good for students so that they can screen capture something annotated or turn things in. So if I want to take a screen capture of this, there's some relatively easy keystrokes I can do in order to take a region screen capture, and this is the one that I mostly use. So I'm going to get what I want to screen capture on my screen. I'm going to come down to the keyboard and I'm going to use Control, Shift, and the window switch keys. So Control, Shift, window switch, and you'll notice that back on the screen my cursor is changed to a crosshairs. So I'll click on the touchpad and then draw a box around what I want to capture. Once I do that, you can see it's here. I can copy it to the clipboard, and I can also annotate the image. So if I want to copy it and paste it into an email, I can do that. I can also make annotate, like draw an arrow to the point that I really want people to be able to see. If I let this download, you can see it's in the folder, so it's downloaded to my Chromebook. If I want to see where that went, I can click on the circle and I'll open this up and I'll go to Files, because that's where it's going to store all of these things. You can see right here, this is the screen capture that I just took. And there it is. If I wanted to take a screen capture of my whole screen and not just a region, I would come down to my keyboard and use Control Window Switcher. So I'll do that. And you'll see that it has taken a screen capture of the entire screen, and I don't have to tell it what region I want to use. There are some other useful keys on the Chromebook keyboard. This one up here is the reload button, so that'll reload my website if I tap it. You can see it's reloading now. This is the full screen key, so if I want this window to be full screen, I'll tap that and that'll put it into full screen. We talked about this already. This is the window switcher key. This shows me all the open windows. I only have one right now. This is brightness down. So if I'm in a dark room and I don't want my screen to be super bright, I can use this one. This is the brightness up. So if I want it to be super bright, I can use that. This is mute the volume. This is turn the volume down. And this is turn the volume up. The last one is the one we already talked about. This locks the screen. So if I tap and hold, it'll lock it.